If you have yet to complete the main story of Resident Evil 9 Requiem, I suggest that you immediately click off of this video. Spoilers for Requiem are ahead, so yeah. I guess that one video I made 2 years ago aged like fine wine, right? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, 2 years ago I made a video about how Resident Evil 4 Remake confirmed Leon A and Claire B as the new canon scenarios in Resident Evil 2 Remake from 2019. In the original Resident Evil 2 back in 1998, it was Claire A and Leon B as the respected canon. After the release of Resident Evil 4 Remake in 2023, some visual and descriptive elements in the game supported the theory that the scenario canon changed, swapping Leon to A and Claire to B. In 2024, I decided to make a video talking about the confirmation, but little did I know that video I made would not only gain traction, and it was a video I didn't really have much faith in, but it would become very relevant 2 years later after the release of the latest numerical entry. In Resident Evil 9 Requiem, upon entering the RPD in the ashen ruins of Raccoon City 28 years later, Leon flashes back to that one night filled with terror and tragedy.
It's on you now.
Visions of Marvin and Elliot flash before his eyes. Scenes specifically experienced in the A scenario. So I think at this point it's fair to say fans cannot simply shrug off the confirmation since Requiem is in fact no remake. It's an actual brand new mainline entry. There is not much of an argument to be had anymore. Now I'm not here to say I was right or I told you so like some jackass, but I'm just kind of amazed that some random video idea I had from 2 years ago ended up becoming extremely relevant in a mainline title. That was for sure not on my bingo card whatsoever. In 2024, I was just going off of what Resident Evil 4 Remake was visually informing me from its introduction through flashbacks of people Leon lost during the Raccoon City incident. Of course, Marvin's knife description acting as another supporting element in the video. Heck, I made a separate video before then about that knife 3 years ago, and people seem to have liked that one too. So after the visual confirmation, I suppose the argument or debate is now over. Sliding it to the side, what is even crazier is how RE2 and RE4 Remake played a huge role in rebuilding Leon's character, despite acting as remakes and or reimaginings of his life in 1998 and 2004. The trauma would carry through Leon 28 years later, making Requiem hit even harder when it did. And listen, I do not care what anyone says, I love every version of Leon, but Nick Apostolides has portrayed what I consider to be the best version of the character. He's more consistent, especially with his voice, and his personality blossoms in these 3 entries. You see him grow in both remakes, building towards his return in the future in the 9th mainline installment. It all comes full circle in Requiem when we travel back to Raccoon City to watch Leon face against his traumatic past. In other RE titles, Leon changed voice actors like people change clothes, making him feel slightly different in each title. Compare that to Claire Redfield's voice actress, Allison Court, who has played Claire for 14 years since her debut in Resident Evil 2 Original in 1998. I know, that's pretty crazy. And why do you think people love Allison so much? As they say, consistency is key. Nick fits that saying like a glove. It's why it works when we finally see Leon where he's at in his life at 49 years old, confronting the horrors he's faced at 21 in the City of the Undead.
I remember you. Oh, God. I remember that, too.
To further explain why it feels more fitting for Leon A to be canon versus Claire A, Leon has a larger connection to Raccoon City compared to Claire. Claire travels to Raccoon City looking for her brother Chris. When she arrives, it's revealed he's in Europe. That's kind of all she's there for, looking for Chris. Of course, she saves Sherry, but she never lived in the city, and don't you dare mention the character assassination film that is Welcome to Raccoon City. We're moving on from that. Anyways, Claire was most certainly affected by Raccoon City, like Leon, but it never felt like the same level of trauma and guilt that Leon had. And that's probably due to the fact that Claire does not have that many games compared to Leon, which is kind of a problem. But to be fair, Leon also watched more people die on his side of the story, so that adds to something. Some of those people also happen to be possible future colleagues or friends. Not to make her look selfish, but after escaping the city, Claire did leave Leon and Sherry, in a non-selfish way by the way, to look for Chris, which continued in Code Veronica.
Claire.
Chris! I missed you so much.
I know. But we have to get out of here.
I don't think Claire thinks back on Raccoon City as much as Leon. She is haunted by it, just not to his extreme. Also, please know this is not some trauma competition on who had it the worst. I am just making observations, that's all. Then again, we could receive more Claire games exploring the topic, balancing it out. Maybe in the Code Veronica remake perhaps. She could possibly talk about it to Steve and or Chris. Who knows? However, in the end, Raccoon City was nothing much in comparison. Leon, on the other hand, was going to live and work in Raccoon City. It was a part of his dream, his future that he was working so hard towards. He was going to help those in need as the officer he wanted to be. As soon as he arrives in the city, he watches many around him accept their fate or die horrible deaths, if not both. The sheriff, Elliot, Marvin, Ben, Kendo, Kendo's infected daughter, Annette, and of course, Ada, the love of his life.
Hold on. I think I can.
Forget it.
Shut up, I've got you.
It's not worth it.
Don't do this.
Take care of yourself, Leon.
No!
I know Ada survives and Ben and Annette were not very important, yet it's the fact that they were on the list of people he could not save, and it's one hell of a long list because he blames himself for not being able to save the city in its entirety, which is where his guilt feels heavier. Watching Raccoon City get wiped on TV right after his escape surely affected him, as we know from Resident Evil 4 Remake. His survivor's guilt only extended into darker territory. It would be something to haunt him for the rest of his life. The fact he cannot save a single soul while surviving such a horrific nightmare, something we don't blame him for, but he does. But you know who did save someone in the remake more specifically? Claire, who was just some college student who had proper training from her brother. Someone who had no connection to the city or wore a uniform intending on saving its entire population. But guess what? She ended up saving someone she never knew, despite the fact she could have left to look for Chris at any point. That's not Claire though. She too, like Leon, has a huge heart for helping others. Knowing he couldn't save anyone, stepping up for Sherry after their abduction by the government was probably the most he thought he could do. He most likely felt a huge obligation, something to ease the pain brewing inside him. It breaks your heart even more knowing the people who would have been his colleagues and or friends were planning a welcome party upon his arrival at the RPD. Elliot and Marvin, along with Barry and Kendo and some others, were taking part in making sure his welcoming party was just right. Having him solve a puzzle for his desk as his first assignment, gifting him a gun part as a reward, and thinking about his beverage of choice whether or not he would have a liking or taste for alcohol, it's quite sweet. Well, bittersweet.
Hey, Lieutenant Brenna. Kennedy, reporting for duty.
Now he lives on, rewatching those horrifying memories in almost every waking moment of his existence. When we fast forward to him finally arriving in Raccoon City 28 years later, we come full circle. Those moments, those memories, those people. The man-made horrors coming back like it's some sick, twisted joke of going down memory lane. The very stench of the corporation who took the lives of thousands, including his possible future, still lingering about.
Terminate. It's my fucking daughter. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Those fucking things outside. What they did to us.
I'm so sorry. Never again.
It drowned the doubt he had in his heart if his job even changed anything. Like the undead of the city, it resurrected the long thought to be dead officer, now fueled by hope and vengeance.
I couldn't save them. But I can stop bastards like you.
Leon wants to atone.
Those marks.
It's T-virus. Stage 3 infection.
If you're so sick, why would you come here?
This place. Raccoon City was where it all began for me. When it all happened, I couldn't make a difference. So I am here now.
Grace wants to atone.
I'm going back. I'm gonna destroy Elvis.
I'm coming with you.
No, you're not.
I don't want any more regrets. Whatever it takes, count me in.
I want to find out what's happening here and stop whoever's behind it. Helping people like them? That's why I joined the force.
My mission is to take down Umbrella's entire operation. We may not make it out.
Whatever it takes to save this city. Count me in.
If anything happens to me, you promise you'll end this.
I promise.
And even Oswald Spencer wants to atone.
My research opened Pandora's box, unleashing disaster upon the world.
Except Elpis, the goddess of hope? Or so the myth goes.
A blind hope.
What do you mean?
Humans cannot predict when death will come for them. This is why they have hope. I was wrong, and I am plagued by guilt. Happiness cannot be achieved at the expense of others.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
I've said my piece. I only hope it serves as a requiem for those who have passed.
So you better believe in the theme of Requiem being atonement. Leon will stop at nothing to make sure to eliminate every single BOW that threatens his mission to save as many as he can, even if it's one person, a single soul.
I'll stop you as many times as I have to. I'll take out as many of you fuckers as I can. Go!
Right behind you!
Leon! What are you doing? Come on!
At least I could save you.
He wants to make the world a better place, a safer place. Leon's heart is bigger than you could possibly imagine. You see, no matter how you feel about the remakes, they were playing a role in molding debatably the best version of Leon that we would ever receive in the series. The best character building we'd watch unfold in these games. The remakes are not here to take away your characters. They're not here to destroy them or assassinate them. They're here to expand upon them, to shape them into being so much more, adding more personality, more depth, more drive, more iconic moments for you to smile at, to laugh at, to even possibly cry at. I know people love how upbeat and cool Leon is in the original Resident Evil 4. I love that version too, don't get it twisted. But I must say, just because Leon acts the same exact way in the remake while carrying gallons of depression and guilt does not automatically mean he's inferior. Being depressed or feeling regret or guilt or anything of the sort does not define Leon as pathetic or weak, nor does that define you as pathetic and or weak. It means you have a heart, a soul. It means you wish you could right some wrongs and become a better person. Leon is not just some action hero who throws out one-liners all the time while doing backflips to be cool like Dante from Devil May Cry, despite their titles originating from the same place. I'll even give credit to the original games, because I have no ill intent on making those games seem inferior either. They go to show Leon's love for protecting people, his care for humanity. In the remakes and in Requiem, that's on full display. He's so much more than what people love to joke about, which tends to get taken pretty seriously as the core part of the character is muddied by such a perception. I think the best way to establish Leon's character in short is this. Leon S. Kennedy is a hopeful yet broken man with a heart big enough for the world to take shelter in when it storms. He will lay down or sacrifice or even exchange his own life if it meant there was the chance that one person, one human being, had the opportunity to live the rest of theirs.
Well, I'm not gonna leave your side. I'm gonna sit right here with you.
That is Leon.